something I want to talk to that you've both hit on. Ben, you were talking about data, the importance of that within your business today. Carter, you were talking about people a moment ago. Conversation we had earlier today, you said we have people, physical humans, real people, still all they do is data entry. And I want to highlight that for a second because if you look at the S&P 500, who are the top performing companies? Anyone that's advancing in AI right now. And the way, at least what we do within media production, we have a person there every step of the way. And until something's really well thought through within AI and it's not putting out gobbledygoo that it's putting out right now, we still have people there. And even when it does have something, we're going to just be training our people and how to use tools to better enhance our processes. So when you're talking about this with me this morning, I chuckled because one, that's very aligned with who we are. And you have to have people there every step of the way, not of here's this new tool, I can get rid of this, maximize profits. But also that doesn't just come around from like, oh yeah, I like hiring people. I like friends. I like feedback. Something happens along the way that makes people like, no, our people are make us what we are. It's our culture. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, I'll try to break it into a few parts and be brief. Process automation, workflow automation has been going on for a very, very long time. And there have been some periods of extreme acceleration in that throughout the United States. I mean, we'll use the farm as the example, right? Mechanization and the introduction of the tractor changed the game. And at the time, it was this great threat. Yeah. And instead, it made us all much more productive and helped us feed and grow a huge global population. The same is true with AI. It is a real enabler. It is a great workflow enhancement tool. We all use it internally in the business quite extensively. However, foundational data, it's just like automation on a farm. You still need the farm to exist, despite how much automation you can build on top of that. We view the same thing inside of a business, or inside of our business in particular, is that foundational data cannot be automated. It has to actually come from somewhere and be generated and put into our system. And yeah, the example would be like getting information from a county courthouse can require going to that place physically or having them mail you a CD-ROM. Doesn't matter what type of algorithm you have or how great your LLM is, you can't complete that task without actual humans. And so we invest materially as a business in that foundational data set that's effectively, at least today, impossible to disrupt, right? Because you've just got to have people involved in that process to get quality information into the system. Then certainly we can, and we do today, we have AI built in our tool in certain places to build in enhancements to understanding and building on top of that data. But yeah, we take data and people both very seriously. I'm speaking to the data part. The people part's a different conversation and a longer one, an exciting one. But I'll pause there as we speak about data and see if Ben has anything to add.
Well, I would just like to maybe get specific about when we talk about data origination and the problem that we're trying to solve, what does that actually look like? So Carter's alluded to, going and obtaining county records manually. That's certainly painful. But let's talk about land real estate or rural real estate. What are we looking for here? You can start with who owns the property and where it's at. You can then say, has it sold? You might ask, is it financed? You can begin to piece these things together. And then it gets difficult from there. You start asking questions about what crop is growing here. Is it in a floodplain? Are there almond trees planted on the property? How old are those almond trees? In what way are they irrigated? In which irrigation district does it reside? This information exists nowhere at scale. You might find small pockets of rich data here and there, county to county, but we saw this challenge of how do we gather this vast sort of ocean of descriptive information about rural properties, about land, and put it in such a way that is searchable, filterable, and that you can begin to apply some of these tools like artificial intelligence to really pour through that and draw out some insights. But until you originate that core data of what is happening on this property, none of those tools are very effective.
So now take me back through the people side.
So I mentioned earlier, we've gotten a couple of things right along the way, on plenty of major stumbles as well. One of those was that we ask for advice and feedback and criticism, do that mechanically. And so we have real structure in our business to make sure we're consistently doing that with one another. The other is people. And I'm very, very proud of the people I get to go to work with every day. The best way to put that is we are very, very interested in talent density. So we have a offensively long annoyingly long interview process, because it's like you're getting married after the first date. It's kind of a crazy proposition when you think about it. So we really spend time in the dating process, getting to know one another for interviews. And then after that, we have really, really great HR staff that invest heavily in training, onboarding, retention, personal growth for all the folks we work with. And then there's the dark side of that, which is we also have to let people go quite often as well. And when we let somebody go, that's because we made a mistake, because we didn't interview well enough, because we didn't understand that this person's perfectly brilliant and capable. We put them in the wrong seat, or whatever that reason for failure may have been. So by doing that, by controlling really well on the front end and being very decisive very quickly on the back end, we're able to maintain a really, really great group of friends. And we're weird, right? Like, we're a lot of different types of folks. We look for culture additive, not just I want to be best friends, but we want to find folks that are additive to our culture. So to summarize that, we care most. I spend more time with this man right here than I do my own children on an actual hours basis.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to me that we get along and that we are intensely invested in what we're doing together and that we're having a great time along the way. And we share that feeling with everyone we work with today. And I can say that like from Ben and I to the amazing interns on our team, like, we are really, really proud of the folks we work with.